When we think about Old Spice, it's a unique brand because they've managed to make us think about deodorant as something that's cool. It is the brand that your brand could be like. But if we really stop to think about the deodorant market, we might think that a deodorant's four P's are pungent post-pubescent perspiration. This is why we are encouraged not to overthink deodorants. The purpose of the product isn't framed in terms of you stink and you should do something about that. Instead, it's termed in ways like you can smell good. So, what's the fib? Quite simply, it's that Old Spice will make you more confident. It just so happens to solve a problem that nobody wanted in the first place. When we think about the price of Old Spice, it's a commoditized market. So even though Old Spice has a pretty large market share, that's not saying a whole lot, and price advantage isn't really a thing here. They really have to just match all the competitors, and they already do that. When it comes to promotion, I think just about everybody knows about the Old Spice campaigns, or at least a song about T-Pain, if the Google search results are any type of indication. But I think most everybody knows about the Old Spice guy, except when it's a Tide ad. And even still, their brand visibility is pretty much everywhere. Speaking of everywhere, where isn't Old Spice able to be found? It's in virtually every drugstore, every major chain that you could find, at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens. When a customer goes looking for Old Spice, they usually follow the same patterns. Your typical customer journey means that a customer needs deodorant. It's a pretty simple concept. So they go to the store, and then they look for a recognizable brand, something that they know, something that they trust. And ultimately, that customer then picks the one that he likes. But how that person decides what brand is recognizable depends upon a couple of personas, if you will. All of these dictated by whatever frame that persona is viewing the deodorant through. For example, you might have the persona of the regular who just always gets Old Spice. This is an established customer, and he's always going to be coming back for the same thing over and over again. You might also have the cheapskate, and the cheapskate is really just going to be looking for whatever's cheapest at the moment. Old Spice typically has 2-packs that you can buy sometimes, and that might present itself as a better value deal to the consumer and perpetuating the idea that this is a value buy. And so that's how you might get new regulars that way, by offering these 2-packs. The interesting one, though, and the one where I think the most market share is gained rather than simply maintained, is the swing vote. For the swing vote, all you really have to ask is one question. The swing vote walks into the store and he says, "I'm in a store." And then he asks himself, does this make me look good? Note, I didn't say, does this make me smell good? Because the point of a deodorant is to change the way you smell, right? But the frame of mind of the swing vote walking into the store is that he wants something that is going to help his social standing, if you will. And deodorant is pretty low on the totem pole. Old Spice is a well-established brand, at least among millennials and people who watch Super Bowl commercials. But can the new Old Spice be taken seriously? And do people know about the Old Spice? When I think of an Old Spice commercial, I don't usually think of something that's been around for a while.
in spite of the fact that Old Spice has been around for quite a while. And the other thing is, Procter & Gamble owns other deodorant brands. They own Secret, which is typically a women's deodorant. They own Gillette, which has aluminum. Old Spice doesn't, interestingly enough. And in 2017, Procter & Gamble acquired a deodorant company called Native. If we look at past experiences, Old Spice Classic is the exact type of brand that Old Spice leverages to keep their legacy customers. But as people grow out of the newer flavors, smells, types of the newfangled deodorant, are they going to go to Old Spice Classic, or are they going to see that as kind of this old fuddy-duddy brand? The story that these customers tell themselves as they grow older might be one of, well, now I'm past my early 20s, I need to start looking for something that's a little more respectable, a little more normal. As we saw in the Gillette case, Procter & Gamble was a little slow on the uptake to address the Dollar Shave Club generation. But in the deodorant market, they could get a first mover advantage if they give classic Old Spice a little more visibility today and use the Native patents to add a premium natural line along the Old Spice brand name. A subscription service along with that more premium line would be able to address a segment of the market that might shun Old Spice as being something that's just a little too immature. Procter & Gamble already has a strong portfolio with Old Spice and their other brands, but if they play their cards correctly, Old Spice has the opportunity to gain a larger market share of lifetime value customers than it currently has, especially in the medium to long term.